projected about the trunk and upper limb, and motor center, premotor area is the center of writing center, and coordinated turning of the head and eyes. In inferior frontal lobe, here we have this ramus anterior and ramus ascendens from sulcus lateralis. Ramus anterior, ramus ascendens, and ramus posterior. Between them, we have pars orbitalis, pars triangularis, and pars opercularis. In this part, projected speech articulation center. It is all majority of the centers, they are symmetrical. Only this center, speech center, is asymmetric. It is only in one hemisphere. For right-hand people in left hemisphere, for left-handed in right hemisphere, where in posterior part of inferior frontal gyrus. Speech center, writing center, and this is motor center. In lobus parietalis, we have sulcus postcentralis. What gyrus this? Gyrus postcentralis. This is gyrus precentralis motor. Gyrus postcentralis is sensory. Sensory center. All pain, temperature, touch, touch sensation come to this gyrus. Analysis take place in this part. Third, fourth layer. Motor starts from fifth, third, fourth, ended sensory pathways. And also in this, inside this parietal lobe, we have sulcus intraparietalis, intraparietal. In middle half, we have sulcus intraparietalis, which separated this lobulus. It is not gyrus. It consists of some gyri, but that is why it is called lobulus parietalis superior and lobulus parietalis inferior. Lobulus parietalis inferior consists of two main gyri. This gyrus postcentralis with lobulus parietalis superior is sensory cortical area, pain, temperature, and touch sensation, especially this lobulus parietalis superior. What touch sensation? Stereognosis center. With closed eyes, you can touch and describe the object, yes? What peculiarities it has. It is called stereognosis. Stereognosis. Touch sensation, yes, but touch. You can describe the features of the some subject. And the inferior lobulus parietalis inferior, here we have two gyri. On the end of sulcus lateralis, this is sulcus lateralis. Sulcus lateralis is this. Gyrus supramarginalis, supramarginal gyrus. On the end of gyrus temporalis superior, we have maybe this, I don't know how it is interrupted. This is gyrus angularis, gyrus supramarginalis and gyrus angularis, these two grooves form lobulus parietalis inferior. This is superior sensory. This inferior gyrus angularis is reading center, so-called reading center. You can read and understand what you read. Center lies here. Destroy of this center is called alexia. Alexis, it is reading. Alexia, read but don't understand what read, as many of our students. And destroyed with this destroyed center. And this gyrus supramarginalis, it is center of the praxis center, center of the praxis. What does it mean, praxis? It is center of very compound practical movements which you received along your life. For example, surgeon can perform very difficult operation. Pianist can play. Pointer can draw something. All this very compound, complex of very compound practical movements which received along practical life. Center lies here. Destroyed of this center called apraxia. Alexia, apraxia, agraphia. Next, in temporal lobe, we can describe superior, inferior temporal groove, and between them Gyrus temporalis superior, gyrus temporalis media and inferior, gyrus temporalis inferior. Two grooves between the three gyri, superior, medius, inferior. What function here you will describe? Only on superior, gyrus temporalis superior, on the superior surface here, about here. You can describe the cortical auditory center. On temporal lobe, we can analyze what we listen. Cortical auditory center, limniscus lateralis come to colliculi inferioris, corpus geniculatum mediale, and then through the capsula interna reach this Heschle gyri. By auto it is called gyri temporalis transversi Heschle gyri, or temporal superior gyri. In posterior part of this gyrus temporalis superior, posterior part, lies so-called Wernicke center. Wernicke center. You can understand of the something speech. You can listen and understand. It is auditory center of speech articulation. We have auditory speech articulation motor center. It is speech articulation sensory center called, or Wernicke center, in posterior part of the superior temporal lobe, area 41, 44. It is speech articulation sensory center, or by outer Wernicke center. You can listen and understand. Then, also here in temporal lobe, the musical acception center. Something can very developed center, да? Как это слух музыкальный, как будет это по-английски? Хороший слух. Музыкальный слух. Good listening, the musical good listening, and something could not, скажем, sing, да? Next surface we describe the temporal, describe frontal, parietal, and occipital. We have not any specific. You can say sulci et gyri occipitalis. Medial surface. On medial surface we have what body? Corpus callosum. This is sulcus corporis callosi, which separated corpus callosum. Sulcus corporis callosi. Corpus callosum, once more, I will explain the parts. Lamina terminalis, rostrum, genu, like genu, truncus, trunk, and splenium, separated by sulcus corporis callosi. It is on sagittal. If you will see on horizontal section, corpus callosum, here corpus callosum, it is example of commissural fibers. What does it mean, commissural? Commissural fibers connect one part with another part. From one hemisphere go to here also corpus callosum for radiatio corporis callosi, radiatio frontalis, radiatio temporalis, radiatio occipitalis, and parietalis. And only in both sides of fissura longitudinalis in anterior part it forms like forceps. Corpus callosum forms forceps frontalis, and here form forceps, white matter, forceps occipitalis. It is corpus callosum. Our right and left half of the body coordinated. What structure coordinates right and left halves? Corpus callosum connects centers of right and left half of the body. Definition of the commissural fiber. It is the greatest commissural body. What does it mean, commissural fibers? Fibers which connect symmetrical cortical center of two hemispheres. Association fibers, they are fibers which connect centers in one hemisphere, associated, for example, frontal lobe, here with occipital, frontal with temporal. For example, learning center, listening center, with each other through the association fibers. These fibers, what fibers? Associate these commissural. And next third group, fibers which come from the lower part of the brain to cortex, or from the cortex go to the spinal cord